Hello, all my race fans. Welcome, oh goodness, to week 8. I'm your host, Eric Elkins, here on Backseat Broadcast, and I am back again. Thank y'all for bearing with me last week. I have been dealing with this migraine for about 10 days now, and I just couldn't do it last week. I appreciate everybody who offered me to get me those replays. I will tell y'all, the doctors gave me all sorts of fun drugs, so please bear with me this evening. We're going to see how it goes, but I want to get back in the seat, put the headset back on, and do some more commentating here. I missed week 7. We are into week 8. We're here at Watkins, Glen, starting off with the Miatas, as always. Watching Kent Kruger now, because a couple of faster guys were having some issues with the Big Bend curve. It's okay. That's where I took Doug Doucette out last season, or the season before. So I understand. Lap 1, it was great. So we're just wrapping up. We've got 4 more minutes of practice here. We're gonna jump right into that qualifying session as always. Hopefully everybody's on their best behavior this evening. I'm also sorry about the camera angles that they gave us today. This is actually the closest camera angle that they have for the cars. And as you can see, they have about 4 cameramen around this track. So some of the shots are a little long. And you can hardly see the cars. That's the closest one they got. It's crazy. So I might try to figure out if I can't zoom it in slightly for the following 2 races here. Turn 1 is so beautiful. You can go real wide there. Coming around the S's. Out onto this long, it's not really a straight. There's some curves in it. As you can see, Kent Kruger keeping his foot down. Getting a little understeery out there. Coming up to the bus stop chicane. Real low curves here, so you can really get a piece of everything and not be too affected. Here's that big curve where right there I smashed into Doug, and I just sat in the pit lane the rest of the race because it felt so bad. But here we are in New York at Watkins Glen. Great elevation changes in this one too. As you can see, we're coming down this turn. It's very difficult to get right. Never feel like you get it right. Kent most certainly makes it look easy there. That turn where there's generally can be a couple accidents happening right there. Just seems to be one of those accident-prone corners coming up over this crest. Gotta feather it right on that one. Make sure you don't send it into the wall, which is right there as you come up the hill. And we've got 2 more turns to go. We're back onto the pit straight. There is the pit entrance. You can see. There it is. Okay. And that's a lap here. You guys are putting in about 2:12s to 2:15s here. Currently, Craig Green fastest on the board. Incredible, getting some good times in there. Adam Baltu is just 0.16 behind him. The practice timing. And this is our final. Trying to get this up. There you can take a quick peek for the next 20 seconds anyways for the time that we have here. Del Toro doing pretty well in this practice session as well. All right, and that is it for practice. We're going to get right into the qualifying session, 10 minutes as always. Goes out on his out lap. Looking at sector times. Well, perhaps when he does his sector. See just how low these curbs are here. You get a good piece of it. My buddy Michael, his dad was racing like the old Lotus, like from the 50s. He's got one of those mock-ups, you know, those like modern kit cars. Sweet V8. Very difficult to drive, though, very dangerous. But he lives in New York and they go racing all the time. Michael was a pit lane steward that day. He worked the BMW race that we had, a bunch of touring cars that day. It seems like a great track to do some touring cars, some BMWs on. There's a first little bit of a curve. Don't let your apex too hard on that one. Best exit from that final turn. Get as much speed going on to the pit straights as possible to start his first flyer. Oh, that's not going to work, is it? No, sir. Vincent Wood coming around the final turn. It's over a 2-minute lap for these guys, so let's see. Probably get 3 actual hot laps if they keep it on track. There's no reason for them to pit. As we are already 4 minutes down with this qualifying session, waiting for somebody to cross the line. Here's Adam. He's got 2 to go to give us a time on the board. See what he's going to throw down. It's crazy. We're like halfway done with qualifying yet. No times on the boards yet. It's going to be a close race or a close qualifying session. These guys got to keep it on track and make sure these laps count, as Adam does. He puts 2:13.3, which is not a bad time at all, on the board for us. As you can see, the times following him is a 2:14, another 2:14 from Kent, James Fendick with a 2:15, Brian Miles with a 2:15. Frederico slots in there with a 2:14.0 for third. Vincent Wood also jumping into the 2:13s there. We saw Craig Ream here able to just do a 2:12.9 during practice. Paul Simmons and Joa has an off track, so this one's not going to count for him. There's Bjorn going through the bus stop chicane at the moment. Andrew, what's up, man? Where you at? I'm not enjoying your connection this evening. At the moment, it's Adam Baltudis who leads Vincent Wood at the top of the stack, followed by Kent Kruger. Frederico Del Toro in fourth has returned to the pit lane to fix something, although he's not even going to have any time to put in any better laps, honestly. Because it takes about 4.5 minutes to put a time on the board for us. Paul almost losing it, going off track for a 1X there. James Derrick pulls up in 6th at the moment, and Brian Miles is staying in 7th. Let's see if he's able to do any better. Adam Baltudis does not do a better time. Brian Miles betters his time, but is not able to push himself up the standings at all. Kent Kruger goes a 10th slower than his previous time. Can't improve. Stays on the second row for the moment. Bjorn crosses the line with a 2:15.2, and he says that's good enough. And he returns to the pit lane there. Let's see, where's Craig Ream crosses the line again. He just has to put in some clean laps here. I mean, he's running out of time. He's quick enough to be on the front row, but he doesn't need to necessarily be pole here. You just gotta get yourself in a good position to battle towards the front. Troy Banks also not setting a time yet for us. He's wrapping up a lap here. Hopefully this will be a clean out lap for him. Let's see if Andrew Rasmussen is with us. He is. One more turn for Mr. Banks to get on the board. Less than 2 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Troy unable to get on the board. And these guys are returning to the pit lane as we speak. Here's Craig. He crosses the line, and it's not going to be a clean lap for him again. He's just pushing too hard. Only 8 of our racers able to set a lap time here at this unforgiving Watkins Glen. Andrews rounding the final turn. I don't know when he will cross the line, but something like now. Yep. And he at least goes 6th fastest, puts Bjorn down 1. King Kruger crosses the line with not a good time there. But c'est la vie. That's good enough for Adam Baltudis and Vincent Wood to take the front of the grid. No one else is going to have any time to finish these laps here. Frustrating for Craig Green. He's going to have to carve his way up through the field this evening. And that is it. It's a quick peek at the starting grid, all fancy like. We got Adam Baltudis. Stayed on pole position the entire qualifying session, followed by Vincent Wood. Ken Kruger lines up in third, next to Federico Toro. Paul Simmons Ochoa and Andrew Matt Rasmussen are on row 3. Bjorn benches, and then James M. Derrick, followed by Brian Miles, and Craig Ream is going to bring up the top 10 there. Then we have Valerie, Troy Banks, and I think that might be it for us. And we'll see if Mark Bray and James Dean grid with us, but we have not seen them in a moment. So just waiting for about 2 or 3 drivers to get on grid for us here. Oh good, there's the safety car. I thought we were going to have a standard start. As you can see, Craig Ream is that white car back there. And we have Troy Banks, Mark Bray, and James Dean on the track back there. Very good to see. Got a total of 14 racers on track. Oh, excuse me, Valerie is not there. And we are ready to roll. She has not made the grid of this race. And you can see Andrew Rasmussen in the background there, still having a couple issues with his connection. Hopefully that is not a huge issue for the racers this evening. Oh, and Valerie is starting from the pit lane. She just couldn't get out there in time. We saw her sitting in the pit lane. Real long outlap for these guys. Certainly plenty of time on this outlap to warm up those tires. Should be a few excuses of cold tires come the start finish line. here's that corner where accidents just seem to happen. It's just so much tighter than everybody expects. It's not a 90-degree turn. It's a 120-degree turn. So that camera seems to be fairly close to the drivers, you know. I think overall it seemed like camera 2 was a good one. We're coming around the final turn now. Pace truck's going to go in. Everybody's got a decent spread between them. And I hope everybody washed up today because we're going racing. And Craig, who is that from the back? Is that Paul Simmons Ochoa getting a fantastic lead? And Kent Kruger follows him through. Oh, and just slows everybody up there. Looks like Federico Del Toro had a terrible turn 1. He's falling down the standings. Paul Simmons Ochoa leads from Kent Kruger. Then Vincent Wood has retained a spot, but Annabelle 2 is already down to 4th place. Federico Del Toro losing 6 positions off the bat, all the way back there. Very difficult chicane coming up here. Everybody seems to keep it easy in this. Andrew Rasmussen goes wide. It appears Craig Green cuts the inside with so much grip, and he's fighting his way back up the field. He's already up 5. Troy Banks up 5 as well. Paul Simmons Ochoa just killing everybody on that start, moving up 4, deciding might as well go for it. I don't think he passed anybody before the start finish straight. And here comes Vincent Wood to the inside. Very crucial turn. Let's see what happens on this next little straight here. As Kent Kruger tries to get his nose in there, he might just have it by the end of this. Let's go on board with Kent, see what happens after this little straight here. Coming down to the 120-degree turn. Nobody on his inside. Everybody is very respectful, gives plenty of room. Paul staying ahead just barely. Vincent got some good purchase. Just a hair ahead. He's going to steal it away from Paul here. Who's got to look out for Kent Kruger, who's cutting off for 2nd place, and he's got it. That's Craig Green all the way up to 4th. He's about to get a couple positions back anyways. Adam Baltudis all the way down in 5th already from a great pole position that looked like it was all his. What did I say about those cold tire excuses? Impossible. And there's Craig taking away 3rd place from Kent. He should have it by the end of this twisty straight here. Adam Baltudis followed by James Derrick, who's made up 2. Troy Banks making up 5 from the start here. Got Federico Del Toro behind him, losing 4. Andrew Rasmussen losing 3. Bjorn Benches losing 3. And they're nice and tight together. This is definitely a driver's track here. We're gonna focus on this track so hard. And since everybody is so tight together, you got to race the other cars at the same time as Troy Banks tries to squeeze one in on James Derrick there. You hear a chorus of screeching Miata tires out there. That's Craig Green trying for the inside of 2nd place. Oh, Federico goes, James goes a little wide. And is giving Troy Banks something to think about. Vincent Wood already 1.75 up the road. He's almost 2 seconds up the road as the rest of the guys have to squabble amongst themselves. Paul Simmons retains that place, but Kent Kruger gets past Craig Ream again. And that's 2 laps and 5 minutes down. Oh, and I love that turn 1. I always forget you go so wide. We see everybody using all that racetrack out there. And that is Federico Del Toro's race getting a little bit worse as he was battling with Bjorn Benches there. He's now losing time to Andrew Rasmussen due to such an accident. Oh, and that's Kent Kruger getting around Paul Simmons Ochoa. The bang doors coming through the bus stop chicane. I'm looking, Vincent Woods peeling away with 3.3 now. He's not even in the shot. He's just up the bend there, as you can barely see. Paul having a little off track back there. They're just stacked together like dominoes in there. Nobody can catch up to Vincent Wood at this rate. Let's see what happens around this tricky one here. Seems to be giving him enough space. And that's Paul Simmons Ochoa, who has dropped back down after something that I guess it was banging doors with Kent or something. Must have thrown him off. Kent Kruger's up to second. That's Craig Ream up in third. Adam Baltudis has dealt with some of the damage, gotten himself back to fourth at least. Great racing between these two going on in the back here. Little battle happening down the straight. Craig Ream gets that move done. Adam wants to get his nose in there by the time of the bus stop chicane. And Kent has to give that one up and let it go a little bit further back. We got a nice little pack here. It's Andrew Rasmussen, Troy Banks, and Bjorn Benches, who actually has Brian Miles right on his tail. Oh, it's got to be so scary. And if Troy can keep this door-to-door, he's going to have the inside line for this next double right-hander. It's sort of like a hairpin. It's really tight, more or less. It's a medium speed hairpin, we'll call it that. Let's treat it like a double right-hander. And he still doesn't get the purchase required to make that happen. Maybe he can just outbrake him. He most certainly outbreaks him there. And carries a lot more speed through that one. Ooh, and Andrew takes it back to the outside, trying to get a cutback on Troy here, who's just hogging the inside line of all the last like 4 turns. Vincent Woods lead down to 2.6 as he's got Craig Ream and Adam Baltudis hunting him down now. There's Craig, who's got over a second on Adam now. Kent Kruger's just behind him. Paul Simmons Ochoa in 5th, where he had started, defending against James Derrick. 2.7 back is Troy Banks, Andrew Rasmussen, Bjorn Benches, Brian Miles, James Dean, and Mark Bray towards the back of the field here. Excuse me, just want to jump back to this great battle for third that's happening. I don't think Ken's going to fight him through the chicane this time. Nice little messy pack here. Oh, that's scary. Well, it looks like Rasmussen is staying ahead for the time being. And Brian Miles follows those two. Jeez, I wish these camera angles were like any better. We're so far away. Trying to get this move done for a minute. As Troy Banks does not get that move done and he at least gets out of the road in time. Let's see what had happened there. Oh, and James just can't control it, and Troy Banks goes to the outside, tries to cut back to the inside, doesn't know where James is going, and yeah, you got to get that chicane right. That was unfortunate. That sends Troy to the pit lane, and he might be out of the race as a result. He and James are not out there. Vincent's lead is only 1.2 at the moment. He's now got a couple colors in his rear view mirror. Second, third, and fourth place are right behind him. And then there's a gap of 8 seconds back to Paul Simmons Ochoa in fifth. Just see he's the hardest Phantom on the track to pass. Bjorn really using that. Everybody's doing it, hitting that little patch of dirt on the left. Here's Ken Kruger Adam out, have him take a compromised line, cuts back over to the left, goes through the bus stop chicane. And we're already 15 minutes done with this race. There's Vincent Wood only with a whopping half a second lead over Craig Green at the moment. And then Kent and Adam have fallen 2.3 behind. Here is Craig, who did not even set a qualifying time for us, which is a crazy start to the race. Gave him the opportunity to go up there and battle. Vincent was not necessarily slow. He definitely deserves to be up there at the front. As you can see, that lead has just been chipped away at by Adam and Craig here. Getting a great launch down this straight. I think he might get it done by the time we get to the bus stop. And he has done it. He has gotten into the lead of the race. That's James Derrick there, and just behind these two, he's a lapped car. He just came out of the pits. Rasmussen not able to get past this little battle between Mark Bray and James Dean is still going on. They are a little bit behind the main pack, but at least they have somebody to ride with. Have a good race for themselves. I sure hope Andrew's connection is better for the rest of the racers. On track, nice. She unfortunately having another lonely race back there. These guys almost touched doors, I believe. We'll see if Troy Banks has left the server. Unfortunate for him. Ken Kruger is getting ahead of Adam Maltulis. Thought Adam had gotten that moved up just a moment ago. Takes the inside, retains that position. So scary with Andrew blinking like that. It's really just, I hope it's better for the other racers, because it can just be very unfair how much time you have to lose being triple cautious around that car. And for Andrew, unless the guys are telling him, he just has no idea. He's having an awesome time with these guys. Takes a very tight apex there. Gets up onto the curb. Well, we haven't had any. We have had some accidents out there with James Derrick and Troy Banks. And, we saw Paul Simmons and Choa go door to door with somebody, but it's been more or less pretty clean through the race. I thought that turn back there was going to be a tricky one for these guys, but they're keeping it together pretty well. Here's Vincent Wood, not letting Craig Green run away with it by any means. So we're just done with halfway done with the race. These two again love going door to door down this long straight, playing chicken into this bus stop chicane. Kent comes off ahead again. Oh, and that's Andrew Rasmussen, who is into the wall. Is this the incident coming down the pit straight? Oh, he goes off track in spectacular fashion, just getting his wheels on there and just loses it. The wall brings him to a stop. Now that pack is Paul Simmons and Choa benches, followed by Brian Miles. Pulling off a little bit from James Dean at the moment. He's got 1.2 between them. Oh. Let's see if Bjorn's going to get this one done into turn one. Paul is able to go much later on the brakes. Bjorn does not get a great exit from turn one. He should have waited. This would have been his moment here, being that close. keep it clean through there. Thank goodness. There's Bjorn. He's gotten the move done on Paul Simmons and Showa. Adam Baltudis gets a much better exit from the final turn, and he's going to have this move done on Kent Kruger here. He slips up into the final podium position. Goodness gracious, Craig, what is going on up here? He's let Vincent Wood right back into this. Getting a fantastic slipstream. It's so powerful. Wow. And retakes the lead. All right. We're just down to 12 minutes left in this race. And this is going pretty well, considering the drugs they have me on. So, I cannot complain. It's Craig Ream hunting down Vincent Wood with that powerful slipstream down the back straight here. Vincent's taken to the inside. Craig lets him have it though. Doesn't want to have an accident through that. That's a nasty high-speed chicane. As you can see with Troy Banks and James Derrick, it's an easy one to ruin your race. As you can see, James Dean has fallen nearly 5 seconds behind Mark Bray ahead of him. Unfortunately, because they were having a nice little battle back there. Adam Baltudis still in third. Kent still clinging to the back of his bumper. Craig Ream is up there in second, making up 8 positions this race. He could make it 9 if he is clever with the slipstream here. Such strange camera shots in this map. Why are they so broad? I think they try to mimic the ones that they have in real life, but it's like, come on. That's what Craig needs to do, is just stay in this slipstream until they get away from the screeching tire section. Perhaps take to the inside here. Craig is generally pretty respectful about his passes. He waits for that moment. He'd rather just pressurize his opponent until they make a mistake. Yep, you let off around that curb. I don't know why I did it. I just left my foot planted during that entire curve. It just drifted across the course. Sorry, Doug. Oh, see. That's oh goodness. Almost losing guys. Got to look out because Brian Miles is right behind this pack. He will most certainly get in there soon. Craig with so much control, being very respectful. Kent taking to the outside. He's going to get that position back. He's back in third. Oh, and he's cutting it real wide, letting Adam back in there, though. That is not what he had meant to do. Oh goodness, we got 7:45 left on the timing. Door to door with Bjorn there. Who is now just slightly behind, but he's got the inside. Paul gave him that position for the chicane and set himself up for an excellent exit. Adam Baltutis retaining that third position. Oh, but Kent is trying that move again. He's on the inside. He's going to have it done. He's got to watch that cutback from Adam, who's really on the inside. Not afraid to take that inside road. But does have to break before Kent to make it happen. Kent retains third place. He's going to cross the line this time anyways. In third, Vincent Wood still out in the lead. Craig Green was just waiting for his moment, I believe. Maybe his setup's going away from him a little bit. He's going to keep that position into the bus stop chicane and around this big bend here. And we got 5 on the board to race. Paul Simmons Ochoa getting back ahead. Oh, going very wide around that one. Got a different line than everybody else. During that, he almost lost 4 or 5 tenths of a second, though. It was about 0.9, 0.8. He went through the bus stop chicane. Now Bjorn is right back on his bumper, trying to get that one done. It's neck and neck coming down to this tight one. I'm not even sure what I would consider the slowest corner on this track. Oh, Paul cuts back to the inside. A brilliant move there. And taking that early apex worked out for him big time. I think Craig Ream is going for it now towards the end of the race. He wants that win. Side by side coming down to the chicane. Craig's gonna get it. Just being braver through there, and Vincent Wood decides, no, I'm good. You can have it. And these guys coming down side by side. Adams in front on that one. Simmons and Ochoa, did they touch? I don't quite know what happened there. And Brian Miles has also been caught up. I think Brian Miles might have just tagged Paul Simmons Ochoa there. Brian sitting in the middle of the chicane, which is not a safe place to be sitting at all. Waits for Paul to go back ahead. Looks like that was the right thing to do, as he ended up hitting him and causing that spin out. There is Bjorn Benches in 5th place at the moment. Craig Ream still up top. They're coming up on some lap traffic there. Kent Kruger has fallen off the beat a little bit. He's 2 seconds behind that final podium position. They're pulling up to the back of Valerie here, so we'll see how this plays out when they get there. But this might be the perfect time as they come on to this long straight here. What is that ugly yellow golden, like 1999 freaking Mustang back there on rims? It's so bad. It's in turn 1. We'll see it again, but probably not, as we have 1 minute on the board to race. Oh, and that lap traffic has come into play, as neither guy is giving up an inch, as they are within 5 1/100ths of each other the entire way through the bus stop chicane. Awesome racing from these two for the lead of the race on the final lap here. Oh! And they banged doors. Looked like Vincent Wood cut over a little bit much onto Craig's part of the track there. Only 0.07 between them. Oh, they almost touch again. They are trading a ton of paint back there. There's nothing between them. They're neck and neck. There's somebody stopped on the racetrack ahead of them. I don't know who that was. I believe it might have been James Dean back there. Oh. For the third time in as many corners, they're touching doors. Oh, unfortunate as Vincent Wood just spins it. At the last moment, he's got a 13-second gap back to Adam Baltuda, so he's going to retain that position. At least there is Craig Ream coming across the line as your race winner this evening. Congratulations, Craig, making up 9 positions this race. Very, very well done after failing to put in a qualifying time for us. There's Valerie and Vincent coming across the track or across the race line. Adam Baltudis takes third, Kent Kruger in fourth. Paul Simmons Ochoa only good enough for 6th as he led the first lap out there with a blazing start. Brian Miles brings it home in 7th. Mark Bray is going to come home in 8th. James Dean crossed the line in 9th. Valerie in 10th. James M. Derrick is going to come home in 11th. Andrew Rasmussen, Troy Banks, and Federico Del Toro, 12th, 13th, 14th, not able to finish the race with us this evening, unfortunately. Let's check in with your race leaders, having some fun up there. I believe that's Bjorn Bench is doing some donuts, just happy to have made it. We made it. And there are your race standings there. We got Craig Ream all the way up from not qualifying to first place. Vincent Wood finishes in second where he qualified. Adam Baltudis drops down 2 positions to third. Kent Kruger in fourth. Bjorn Benches is good enough for 5th. Paul Simmons Ochoa in 6th. Brian Miles in 7th, followed by Mark Bray and James Dean in 9th. Valerie Arsencio brings it home in 10th. And James Derrick was in 11th. And that was a pretty good one around here at Watkins Glen. Be sure to join us again on Wacky Wednesdays, where we'll see what sort of concoctions the doctors put me on next. We're going to be doing the GT Evolution series on Wednesdays. Be sure to join us around 5:50 or 6, or that's Pacific time anyways. And then, of course, on Thursdays, we're going to the big one with the LMP2s and the GTEs. Thank you again for joining me here on Backseat Broadcasting. If you haven't done it yet, hit that thumbs down, never subscribe, and hit that little bell button an even number of times. Alright guys, I'm going to go get some sleep. Take care everybody, I'll see you next time.